you're going to want to run to Dollar Tree and pick up some of these paper doilies that they have in the party section. We're going to be crafting with these today, so let's jump right into our projects. So for this project, we're going to start with a mason jar, and we're going to put 2 things of hot glue on our jar, one at the top and one at the bottom. We're going to secure our medium-sized doily where those hot glue pieces are. Now, if you want to add more glue, you can, but I figured if you want to reuse this jar later, it's best to have as little as possible, and these are paper, so this should be plenty enough glue to adhere to our jar. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, and then we're going to take some twine. You have to be very careful here because it could rip, so you're just going to put some twine in one of the holes, go into the other doily with the same piece of twine, and then you're going to pull it together like you're going to make a little shoelace bow. Like I said, be very careful here because the holes could rip. If they do rip, you can also go through another hole, or you could just add a little bit of hot glue there where your bow goes. We're going to then turn it over and do it again on the other side using some more twine. And then that is it for this super simple project. I love how this vase idea turned out. You could also use this for like a silverware holder or something on like a party table. I think that would be super cute as well. Let me know what you guys think about this project and if you're going to recreate this one for yourself. For this project, we're going to start out with these tulips. I got these on Amazon. I have them in 2 different colors, this yellow color and a pink color. I'm just going to kind of arrange them going down into the arrangement instead of having like one big group. I want this to kind of look like a spray of tulips. It also came with this ribbon, and I'm just going to use the ribbon it came with, tie it off into a shoelace bow. Once I have that all put together, I set that aside, and then I'm going to use this basket that I got from the Goodwill. So we're going to add 2 of these large paper doilies, one kind of on each side, and then we're going to lay our tulips in the basket. So I'm going to take the tulip stems, go through the handle, and then I'm going to lay them onto our doilies. I'm going to kind of arrange them and fluff them out a little bit to my liking, and then I'm going to reach under there and pull out the doilies so that they're kind of sitting on top and you can see them all around the basket. That is it for this super simple project. I love how this turned out, very spring-like, and I think it's absolutely adorable. For this project, we're going to take a frame from the Dollar Tree. We're just going to take the backing out of it. Once we have the backing out of it, we're going to go ahead and take this cork piece. This is also in the crafter square area. We're going to go ahead and remove it, and then we're going to lay it onto the cardboard piece of our frame. Now this cork is self-adhesive, so we're going to go ahead and remove the backing. We're going to stick it down to our cardboard piece. It is a little bit bigger than our cardboard piece, so we're going to go ahead and take an X-Acto knife, and then we're going to cut off the remaining piece. Now make sure if you're using an X-Acto knife, you have some kind of mat underneath there because your surface could get scratched if you don't have that underneath there. So once I have that on there, I'm just going to kind of take off any of the little pieces that might be straggling and left behind. And then once I have that done, I'm ready to go ahead and adhere my doily. Now this is a super easy project because all we're going to do is take this small doily, we're going to add a little bit of glue, and we're going to glue it down to our cork. Now there was a couple of pieces on the sides of our doilies that were kind of sticking out that would look kind of weird, like paper, I guess. So I used my X-Acto knife and I just cut off any of these like little straggly pieces. It looks like when they made them, they kind of have them in a group and they cut them, and so these are the little pieces left over. I'm going to go ahead, put it in the middle, and I'm just using some hot glue here. I'm just going to very lightly put hot glue on all 4 corners, and then I'm going to stick that down onto my cork. If you wanted to add more glue here, you could do that. You could also kind of cover this with more doilies if you wanted to. I just thought this was a really cute project and would make just a really cute like piece that you could put into some kind of other shelf decor or a kind of vignette. But all we're going to do is once that's glued on there, add it back to our frame. And here it is. Let me know what you guys think about this one. For this project, we're going to start with this little riser that I had, and I've had it for a long time. I'm pretty sure it came from the Target dollar spot, but it's the perfect size for one of these smaller doilies. So I'm using some Mod Podge. I'm just going to kind of cover the middle first, and then I'm going to stick that down on to my riser. Once I have that stuck on there, then I'm going to go back around the edges with some more Mod Podge, and I'm just going to go in a circle here. That is it for this project. It's super simple. The most part of this, like the longest part of this it takes, is the drying time for your Mod Podge. Once I go underneath all the pieces though, I do go ahead and go over the top of it as well. That way it gives it a very secure look. I really like this one. I think it's simplistic, but there's a lot that you could do with it and a lot of ways to style it and a lot of things that you could style on. So let me know what you guys think about this one and if this is something that you'd be willing to make yourself. For this project, we're going to start out with one of the larger canvases that they have at Dollar Tree. You can get these for $5 in the Dollar Tree Plus section. I'm kind of running out of Mod Podge here, but we're going to just cover the whole canvas with our Mod Podge, and we're just going to make sure it is all sticky before we start putting any of our pieces down. I just kind of make sure, I'm using a foam brush here, so I'm just going to make sure that I cover it well. You can tell it'll be glossy if it has the glue on it, so you want to make sure you have glue all over and kind of going down on the sides. Then I'm just going to start laying my doilies on. I'm using all the sizes here from the package, and I'm just going to kind of lay them down in whatever pattern I like. It's okay if they hang off because we're going to go ahead and remove those pieces at a later date. So I just arrange my doilies in any way that I like, and then once I have that section glued on, I'm going to go ahead and go over it again on top with some glue, and then I decided to add one more doily in the middle just because I wanted to make sure you could tell that it was doilies. It's really not necessary later, but I do like what happens like with the pattern wise. So I put some more glue down, and then again using that same process, I go ahead and do the middle and then work on the way out. Once everything's dry, I'm going to take my X-Acto knife again and I'm going to cut off any of the excess pieces that are hanging over. These are really thin, so an X-Acto knife works really well for this. You could use scissors or a sanding block if you wanted. I just thought that this was a really easy way to remove any of the excess pieces. So once we have the excess pieces removed, then we're going to go ahead and let that fully dry for a little while. Then we're going to add some paint. Now this is kind of a gray cream color. It's from Folk Art. I went ahead and gave it one good coat of it as a dry brush, and then once I let that dry, I went over it again. All you're getting here is the texture and pattern of your doilies, so they're not totally like coming through as an actual doily pattern, but you get all the really cool texture. I love how this turned out. It's subtle but neutral, and I really loved the end result. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you loved this video, check out these two videos next. And as always, wherever you are in your journey is a perfect place to start. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!